on in, Ty. Act like you don't get close.
Yeah, I'm looking for her.
Refresh the page. Just swipe it down.
Make sure your volume's down.
Yeah. I think it stays down on this. All right, all right, all right. Wait a minute, what am I looking at?
Instagram.
And what is this?
Facebook.
Why do you always get the good one? You always give me the one that don't do that.
Because mine don't log into that.
All right. I'll take it. All right. You know what? Well, I'm not going to do it either. Watch me do this. I know y'all get sick of just watching us sit and get started.
You can use the tablet, sir.
Huh?
You can use the tablet, sir.
I ain't going to use the tablet.
I meant this one.
So look, there we go. That's us too, see? All right. We as always, we running a few takes behind, so we just gonna take a few seconds and let some folks get up in here, and then we're gonna go and jump into talking about some stuff. I ain't sure what we're gonna talk about, but we're gonna talk about some stuff. What?
What do you do?
I'm looking at all this other stuff. Who would share the videos?
Mm-hmm.
This is the same thing.
We got some watchers over here.
We do?
Yeah.
All right. Who? You know what? I'm gonna go back to Facebook. That's where I want to be. That's where I prefer.
I told you just take this tablet and you can have both.
Oh. Okay.
That's why I have it on this leg so you can look over. I got you.
I'm gonna use this one.
Why?
Because nobody's ever on Instagram for me to say nothing to, and they hardly ever say anything to us on Instagram. So that's why it's kind of boring for me to just sit and watch Instagram, because don't let me have it over there. And here I go again, sweating like a motherfucker.
I was just saying use this instead of this. There you go. There you
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Turn this
Whew,
one off.
I just got hot.
That way you're not putting too much on the signal in one spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to kill that.
Yeah. Because we didn't know if that interfered with us before or not when it froze that day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, folks, I think we've covered our little personal technical difficulties. Cat rappers, hey, boo, how you doing, baby?
I just want to make sure you saw.
Looks like we got a couple members of Slaughterhouse in the building already. Steven Scherer, he's back.
Good evening, back.
Dana Patterson, hey, boo. Like I said, shout out to Slaughterhouse. It's good to see y'all stepping in, representing for the family. Well, as y'all can see, we are back. It's been its own version of busy past few weeks. Sheesh, I mean, I swear it feels like so much has happened. I'm trying to recap in my head. I really need to start getting this stuff together before we come on, because then I can just go ahead and I can just kick right into everything I want to really start talking about. Shout out to my granddaughter. Her birthday's coming up next week. My nephew, his birthday's tomorrow. My uncle, his birthday's tomorrow. My sister Terry. I'm sorry, why am I doing that? My uncle Jesse Fluellen, happy birthday to you. My sister Terry Green Stills, happy birthday to you. I'm so sorry, honey. I know we were supposed to be together tonight, but life did not allow that to happen. So we're here, but we are sending love to you, and I know you you, Torn, and the rest of the family. I know y'all having a great time right about now.
As you should.
Hey, niece Heather Brooks, stopping by to show love as she always does. Love you, miss you, honey. I promise, I ain't gonna keep talking about making a trip down to Griffin, come see my family, but I am gonna make a trip to Griffin, come see my family. Kels! Kelly Queenie Brooke, good to see you, honey. I see you is here. I'm forgetting so many people, and I feel bad that I'm forgetting. My man B Porter, happy birthday to you. I do not love when I forget things I wanted to get personal about on PolyTalk, but it happened, so it happened. So we're just gonna keep going. There. So, as always, our primary objective is to bring representation for polyamory. Not just polyamory, but black polyamory. We get kind of put, as society always has, we get kind of put in a second-class citizen category when it comes to polyamory, as if we don't have justifiable reasons or respectable reasons to want to be part of the polyamorous community. But as I have been polyamorous 40 years, every day of 40 years, I don't recognize life any other way. And I do understand the pitfalls of it, and I do understand the incredible highs of it. But I think that more than anything else, that one of the biggest reasons why we do always want to come and share this time with you guys, we're not here to show off, even though we can, because, I mean, yeah, we can. We're not here to brag, because that isn't doing anything but being self-serving. What we are really hoping we can do is represent a community and help some other folks feel brave enough to represent this community as well. We have seen so many factions come and go. And this is, of course, no knock to anyone, but it's just a reality. We have seen so many factions come and go because the original pieces didn't stay as cohesive. See, you were right there with me. Because the original pieces didn't stay as cohesive, they abandoned the poly life, or they abandoned representing for the poly life. Well, as everyone here knows, this is not the configuration we started out with. In the grand scheme of things, this is the original embodiment of Regal love. Because before Ty came along and she opened up the parameters of my relationship life, Ty was the first woman to come along and not try to put a whole bunch of stipulations on how poly can work for us. Because she had never tried it before, she had never had any active experience, she did what I think it would serve a whole lot of people better. She allowed herself to rely on experience. And in this case, it wasn't her own, it was mine.
And my own, in a way, because as I learned and I found boundaries, I identified them and discussed them.
Yeah.
And therefore, they didn't become boundaries anymore because they weren't touched. Well, I guess they still stay boundaries, but
Yeah,
they
weren't
just
valid.
don't get touched no more.
They weren't valid. And as well as V. V came along, I mean, brand new. Fresh out the pack. I'm talking about new car smell and everything. But I obviously, and I'm saying obviously, she trusted I'm going to say me, enough to listen or at least trust that I'm not going to basically drive us into a brick wall.
He only does that when he works himself to death.
and I'm trying real hard not to do that anymore. But I know, right?
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened there.
No, it's the lights.
Is that what it is?
I'm convinced it's the lights because it
Man.
happens every time. I'll be right back.
Because I'm talking about, I'm sweating like I'm under indictment right now. I guess the point that I feel that I'm kind of leaning towards is the process of leadership. The way that I've always recognized it, leadership is not about telling someone what to do. Leadership is about informing someone about what you plan on doing and inviting them to go with you. That's the way I've always processed leadership in my mind. Much like a boss will tell you what to do, but a leader will show you how to do what needs done. I'm convinced, thank you, love.
You're welcome.
I'm convinced that part of the reason why there is so much pushback for and in polyamory is the word, everybody ready for this? Submission. Now, submission is a dirty word to most ladies. I got into a beautiful conversation with a young woman a few days ago about the word submission and how she just automatically took submission to be do what I say without question. And I'm like, whoa.
No, that's mastery.
Yeah, that's like slavery. We're not that deep. Submission in the capacity that I prefer to use that word, submission is trusting me to guide you. You submit your opinion. You submit your objective. You submit your concerns. That's you submitting. That's giving. Submission is never about someone taking anything from you. It is about you giving. And
willingly.
If you, I was about to go right with that. And if you are giving willingly, that doesn't hurt. There's nothing that you feel like you are sacrificing when you understand that it is completely and absolutely your choice. So, just putting those pieces together, and hopefully that is going to give a foundation of understanding for someone else who may be carrying that hard line definition of submission, as in control, as in ownership. Now, if you're part of the BDSM community and that is what is negotiated between you guys, beautiful alchemy.
Keyword negotiated.
Beautiful alchemy. But if that is not it, then once again, the floor should be open for conversation so you can come to a happy medium as to what it is that you are looking for, what you are expecting, what you require. Because we all have things that we look at in relationships that we think are important. Now, my list of this is important, this is important, this is important, most times don't match theirs. Most times don't match anybody that I'm actually involved with. So I have to inform them, this is important to me. Now, I'm not expecting you to take it as seriously, but I do need you to recognize that I take this seriously. As in, with Tara, there are certain things that we don't have to discuss because I understand. Stay out of there. Get off that. Don't bother with that. What's going on down there? Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm tripping.
Yeah, that was you.
Yeah, that was me. And same with V and again, all my other partners. I always, I don't know why I do that. I gotta cut that out. I always try to.
Yeah, you don't have to qualify me.
Right.
All my partners.
I always try to itemize. But all my partners, I try to stand the same with. So the things that they're sensitive about, I either stay away from in a healthy way. I'm not saying stay away from, avoid, sweep under the rug, because that's always a bad idea. But in a healthy way to say, I will not cause you undue distress because of this topic. We got some comments here, and I was having a good time. Who we got? Reggie Dula. Wow, I've not seen that name in a minute. Kanisha Jones. Hey, beautiful one. How you doing? Selena Patrice Lee. I see you, baby. Farin Walker. Hello. Not new car smell. Cornell Clegg. Good to see you. Aisha Essex. Hi. Good to see you too. Okay. Kelly Queenie Brooks, she taps in and says, people should be okay with poly because we should be able to be free to love others. By the way, it's not all sexual. Thank you for understanding the whole truth right there, because that is the whole truth right there. It's not all sexual. Aisha Essex, peace and love, that is her. I'm sorry, I'm going back over comments to see what we got here. Kelly Brooks checks back in. The leader is showing, not telling. Yeah, that's true. I was just having a brief convo about you. It was on point. Well, I hope so. Okay, here we go. Kara Eppers. A submissive person is not weak. It takes a whole lot of trust and strength to give that power. Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, completely. The thing about submission, and this is a conversation, again, same young lady I was speaking about earlier, I was explaining to her that the person who submit is the one who actually has the power. The person that they're submitting to has a responsibility with that trust. Mm-hmm. That's why it appears that the other person has the control, because it's the other person's responsibility to do something with that trust, to put that trust for what it's worth, especially if we're talking in the BDSM world, to put that trust to the limit, to see how close to the wall we can get. But when we're talking relationships, when we're talking interactions amongst intimate partners, that submission, that same trust is the word. I just lost the whole word. Vulnerability. That's it. That's what you're submitting. You're submitting that you're afraid. You are submitting that you're uncomfortable. You are submitting, i.e. giving the truth that you are not comfortable with this, but you're willing to try. That is the submission in relationships. Again, this is Eddie's opinion. I am not saying that this is a definition I read anywhere. This is me. This is the way that I frame my understanding. So submission isn't such a complete divestment. It is something that you can willingly give, and you can portion out how you're comfortable.
Absolutely.
Yeah? Yeah, okay. I'm on the right track. Let's see here. We still got some more here. Kelly Brooks says someone should be in control. A submissive people.
That's to the other comment.
Or the absolute show. Okay.
See how it says replied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tara, she loves the hair.
Oh, thank you.
And then Kelly jumps back in. Hey, Tara, you're looking magnificent as always. Hey, V, you're definitely sparkling. That's for you. That's from Kel.
It's only because I couldn't keep that hat on. I was getting hot. These lights are hot.
These lights are hot. Corey Witt, he's in the building. Hey, Corey, good to see you. Kanisha Jones jumps in. She says, Tara is definitely my new crush. Hey, Greedy. What the hell wrong with you? You just want everybody. Arcadina Taylor. I know it says Taylor Arcadina, but we remember it's Arcadina Taylor. Good to see you, baby. Cope Baker. God damn it, House Atlas. House of Bigums in the building. We see you. Head, the epitome of euphoria. Oh my God, that's a word right there.
Bronx too, on,
Did you? South Bronx Wonderful?
Mm-hmm.
Shauna. Was it? Okay. Mm-hmm. Kelly Brooks, F that hat. Kelly Brooks jumps back. Submissive people are absolutely strongest within the relationship. Yeah. Y'all got to get a small fan to keep y'all cool. We actually got a big fan, but these lights are like serious.
The fan is going.
The fan is going. But these lights are serious right now. But whatever. Fuck it. We here. We here. We sweating. Okay. I look at it like this. No. Let me push that to the side because I really want to say this right now. Mm-hmm. I've been having a lot of conversations this week with people that, of course, I have a personal interest in. I have personal investments in. My brothers, both my brother Steve, my brother Moose, my brother Elliot. We've been having a lot of conversations over the past couple weeks. And a lot of ladies. Some I am actively involved with, some formerly, some never will be. But a lot of these conversations have been coming back down to the way that we are looking at relationships. And when I tell you folks, we got to do way fucking better. I mean, seriously. I promise, I'm trying not to get King's Corner deep about this, but I am going to get deep about this. We are ruining the way that love is perceived and translated. Because what's happening now is the loudest, wrongest, most hurt person in the room is the person who is getting more people to listen. And because more people can identify with the pain of relationships that didn't work, and not enough people are actively putting in the work to make relationships work. And I mean, I always get excited about this because everybody always looks at me and says, damn, I can't make it work with one. How you work with so many? Because I fucking try. I'm not just here to be here. I am actively trying to love these women, right?
Who in turn are actively trying to love him as well.
Yes. That energy is reciprocated because they see that I clearly am the man that I clearly am not the man that they are always being told men are. Oh, he don't express himself. Yes, the fuck I do. Half the time they can't shut me up. I will not stop until I understand you understand my point. And it's okay. I know it frustrates them, but guess what? There'll never be a misunderstanding. Because what did you hear me say?
Oh my God. Okay, I need a drink on that one.
Nobody likes that.
I'm okay with
from
that.
here on out, when he be like, what did you hear me say? I'm going to be like, I don't know.
And then that conversation's going to keep going. That conversation's going to keep going. It'll never stop. This is the song that never ends.
Like the Inquisition.
That's right. The whole Inquisition.
That's right. Because there should be no uncertainty. There shouldn't be. This is part of why relationships get fucked up, because we leave too much space for unanswered questions.
Relationships are so fucked up because people don't know how to handle difficult. When did you forget relationships are actual work? Work is difficult. It's part of life. Anything worth doing. Could see if it's a relationship that just ain't worth it no more.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
That's a whole different
if the
thing.
relationship is defunct, then hey, that's that. But if it's active and you're still at least attempting to breathe life into it, do your thing. What we got?
And that's another thing people need to realize when a relationship's defunct.
Kara Epper says, ask the same question 13 different ways to make sure there is 1,000% understanding.
See? Somebody else who understands. She gets it.
I'm going to need like
Thank
7.
you, Kimmy. Yes.
Can we cut that down to 7 different ways instead of...
How about 3?
That's too many.
How about 3?
If
Well,
we get
I
an
tried to
understanding
at least
after,
make it
if we get understanding after 1, then that's all we need. As long as the understanding is had, I will never apologize for it. I am going to be dogged about a point because I don't want to let nothing go. I don't want nothing left misunderstood.
Yeah.
I have lost so many great loves due to misunderstandings that never got cleared up. And I'm not going to lose another one. Y'all are too important to me for me to act like it's not fucking important. And it's important. And if you with somebody and you use the words, I love you, bitch, act like it's important. Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This isn't King's Corner.
This is not King's Corner. Sorry.
And also, people also gotta understand, because you said something about great loves. You know, if it's truly is a great love, then they put in the work to understand. So, you know, what may feel like a great love to you might not have necessarily been as great because they weren't willing.
Oh,
They weren't willing,
respect.
but your feelings were as great. But their feelings might not have been as great because they weren't willing to compromise and have a normal conversation and actually try to have an understanding. Instead, they wanted to be combative. They wanted to argue. They wanted to nitpick. They wanted to storm around and pass off their energy to the next person they meet.
But that is exactly what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
because those are the horrible behavior patterns that we learn.
Yep.
And we believe that they have a place in a relationship, and they
Right.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way in the hell that you and your partner should be at odds and your motherfucking ass should be sleeping on the couch.
What?
That should not happen. And if you are doing it, gentlemen, if you're doing it, you're not fucking leading your relationship. Yeah, I said it, and fight me.
If you're going to bed angry at your partners, you're not having a good relationship.
No, the only reason I can't say that is because some things you can't just assuage the anger. But you can find a way to at least interact with your partner.
Right.
Because sometimes it takes a little while to get over some shit.
What I meant. That's what I meant, because people get angry and they refuse to interact because they're so angry.
Exactly.
You should never end your day like that.
You cannot allow that shit to work, because it don't work like that. So you can't allow yourself to get into that habit. You got to get that mindset away from you, because if you want your fucking relationship to work, you have to relate. You have to relate. You have to put that time, that effort, that energy. Look, I am not happy with you right now. I love you. I ain't happy with you right now.
Right.
Mama.
That's fair.
Mwah, get away from me. You know what I'm saying? Because
like, I wish he would get angry at me and not kiss me before he walks out this door. Huh?
It might be
you
a
going
brick
to
wall.
work, you better kiss me.
You might get a brick wall lit, but goddamn it, you gonna get lit.
That part. Ex-Gialis asks how to find a loyal woman. There's plenty of loyal women out there. You just gotta try again. You just can't give up until you find the one that fits you.
Loyal women are there, but loyal women are afraid, because loyalty gets stomped on, gets stepped on, gets dragged.
And they were also trained that way too.
So it's a slippery slope, because that's not a fair question to ask. I think the fairer question to ask is, and because I am a man, I always feel like everything should start with us. Am I providing an environment that she thinks she can be loyal to? Am I giving her something to be loyal to? But that's me. That's how I feel.
And you can't go into every relationship automatically not trusting people because guess what? They're not the person from before.
Yes. They didn't hurt you. Now they triggered you. But guess what? You being triggered only means you remember something somebody else did somewhere else.
Right. Something that you never got over.
You never addressed it. You never put it in a context for you to directly deal with it. As with most things, gets swept under the rug. Oh, well, it wasn't that bad, so I'll just not worry about it.
That rug get nice and full and you go to step down and get the whole cloud.
And you wonder why your ass is always tripping. Because you keep sweeping shit under the rug.
Sweep that shit out the door.
Clean that shit out. Here's the thing, and I love this analogy. It's one of my personal favorites. We have got to look at broken trust, domestic discourse, things along those lines, the negative side of relationships. We need to see them like what they are. They are emotional wounds. Okay? So, if we allow ourselves to consider that these problems in our relationship are emotional wounds, we treat the emotional wound as we should treat a real wound. Now, if you treat a real wound the way you treat your emotional wounds, what you do is you just slap a Band-Aid on top of it and you keep going. What happens to a real wound that you just slap a Band-Aid on top of and you don't clean, you don't treat, you don't take care of? What happens? It gets infected. That infection, it continues. That infection, it's in the wound, and now the wound is getting even worse, and it's spreading, slowly deteriorating the healthy tissue around. Now, if instead of just slapping a Band-Aid on that wound, you say, okay, this motherfucker dirty, it's nasty, so gotta clean it out. Gotta get the peroxide. Uh-oh! Gotta get that alcohol. Woo, that shit gonna sting. But that's them hard conversations.
He's not the Princess Zamunda, y'all.
Like I said, that's them hard conversations. That's cleaning out those wounds. That's those apologies, as I was speaking about last time we were here. Those apologies that you understand that you owe. You are still convicted in your spirit about something you know did not go well between you and your partner. So if you're still convicted about it, I promise you they still feel that shit too. So this is where those apologies, like I said, those apologies that you understand are right, you have to give, you should. That's where those apologies come in. That, once again, cleaning out those wounds. So from there, you dress the wound, where you let your partner know, hey, that mistake I made, I'm going to do everything I can not to do it again. Oh, shit.
I apologize to her.
Now we gonna put the goddamn antibiotic on it. Then we're going to say, you know what, honey? I'm going to do my best to listen to you even when I'm angry. God damn it! I got some gauze now. Let's wrap that shit up.
I'm glad I ain't got a microphone today.
So now we are properly taking care of this wound.
Mm-hmm.
If we apply that same metaphor to the way we deal with our relationships, when our partners displease us, instead of attacking, inform. Hey.
Somebody wanted to know if you were bipolar.
I probably am. I might be. Arcadena, I might be, honey. I have no idea. I just know I'm a high energy Gemini. And I have been like this my whole life.
But, bipolar does make sense since Gemini is twins.
What? Yeah. Maybe one of me is calm and the other one's just ah. Okay, y'all got some people's chests burning with that. Okay, Kara. Say that triggers just mean remembrance. Oh, Kanisha? Yes, ma'am.
Exactly.
Yes, ma'am.
And there's people out there that are being triggered and can't even remember why.
Yes.
Because it's something they never dealt with and they buried it for so long. It's that first speck of dust under the rug that they kept sweeping more stuff on top of.
And it ultimately catches up because trauma recycles, y'all. Jamal Rushton, I see you over there on Instagram, big fella. Trauma recycles. Kamisha Maddox, hi, love bug, miss you, baby. And when you don't deal with these traumas in this last relationship that the trauma was born, guess what? You carry it into the new one, and it's reborn. Because you're carrying this question: is she or he like the last one?
But it's a whole new person.
Whole new person, but you're still carrying the pain.
Right. Because
why? You didn't deal with it.
And then next thing you know, you done sabotaged your new relationship, and that could have been it.
It happens so often you can't ignore it. Y'all know me. I like to be transparent. It's good, clean glass. I have fucked up so many relationships because I compared them to another one. Now, I told myself that I wasn't comparing the relationship or the person. I was comparing the experience.
Right. Or situation.
Well, when I originally gave the information, I gave the information as if this person were the problem, not the situation. So when I come back and I make mention of that same situation, the focus tends to be where I initiated it on the person and not the situation. So it made a lot of people, maybe I shouldn't say a lot, but I can distinctly think of a few relationships that I've had that just kind of fell apart because they believed that I was constantly comparing them to someone else. Good and bad in a lot of cases, which, yeah, that's kind of fucked up, but it is exactly what it is. Everybody wants to feel like they inspire something unique, something different, something that nobody else will ever be able to touch in your life. And in most cases, that is true. Most people do that. But we don't have the wherewithal to say, hey, you make me feel like this, and I appreciate you for that. How often do you say that to your partners? If you ever say it. I mean, I know I've tried to get better at that. I try to make sure that I let everybody know they're important to me. What they give to my quality of life. Now, I do complain, and I will not again allow an issue to remain unchecked because I like my quality of life to stay good. So when there's an issue, I want to check that issue before that issue becomes a problem. So I think that just makes so much sense. Kamisha says she wants your fan time.
I just got this fan.
Oh, you sure did. That's the one you just got. Yeah. Kanisha, she says accountability is so sexy. Well, thank you, boo.
True accountability. Because there's a lot of people out there who think they are accountable, but they don't actually have accountability because it's always somebody else's fault. It's never their own fault. They can never sit there and be like, you know what, that was me. No, I did this because they did that. I did this because this happened. It's always a because. That because. Learn how to accept your role. You don't have to include nobody else's role. Because the only thing you're being accountable for is your part. Don't nobody make you do nothing. You can never control how you feel about something, but you can always control how you react to how you feel about something. That's all I got to say about it.
And that's where emotional maturity comes in. Mm-hmm. Emotional regulation comes in. I'm so familiar with these terms right now because they're relatively new factors for me.
Yay!
Now, I recognize that I carry my shit professionally. I look like I always been like this. No, I have not. And I still got some jagged edges out here that I'm still trying to smooth over. But
jagged edge coming?
They are coming actually.
Ooh.
Jagged edge, Bobby Brown.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, when is that coming? Next month?
Well, I was cracking a joke and it happened.
Yeah. What was I saying?
You were saying the jagged edge.
Smoothing out my jagged edges. So, in a lot of cases, I wanted to say this a long time ago. Don't look outside your partner. How do I want to say this? Stop looking outside your partner for the qualities that you want. Check your partner first. Because he might be there.
I got one. Stop looking outside your partner for solutions to your relationship with that partner.
Oh, motherfucker. One more time.
Stop looking outside your partner for solutions to your issues with that partner. You're supposed to resolve it with that partner. Everything ain't for everybody.
Is anybody else listening? Because one of the things that I understand, I try very, very, very hard, and I understand how close I am to all of my partners, but I try very hard to compartmentalize the way I complain about my other partners to my partners. Because these are the people I trust the most, I feel that I can be the most candid with them. Because in no way, shape, or form am I ever dragging any of my partners. So, whatever. But if I have something that I feel I need to say, I feel comfortable that I can speak, even in the not nicest way, to one of my other partners about my partners. But again, because there is never animosity, there is never intentional abuse in the conversation, it's okay. But I also understand that there is a boundary. There is an autonomy that each of my partners deserve, that I should not be the one telling their business. Even if it's a function between this other partner and myself, I am not in a position, nor should I make myself be in a position where I have the right to speak for them on their behalf. Because that is nowhere near fair, and that is nowhere near practical, especially when I don't truly, completely understand how she feels about this other thing, or how she feels about that other thing. I don't really know. I'm speculating due to the way I believe I understand them. But how do I know that they didn't really listen to what I said when I gave them another perspective? I love the idea, not the idea. I love the fact you knew it was coming. I love the fact that my partners do have enough faith in me that they can talk to me. And I'm talking about ugly shit. We can have them kind of conversations that I know in other relationships going to start a boxing match. Right there in the living room.
Let's get ready to rumble.
But the fact that we are as purposely connected to each other, we can have the types of conversations that, although uncomfortable, because I promise you, these motherfuckers done told me some shit that just had me sitting there crawling in my skin like, I'm about to chew my own face off right now just because I can't deal with this shit.
I got another one.
I'm listening.
Another thing about people is they will. I lost it. I lost where I was going with it. I'll have it in a second. Go ahead.
Maybe this is me bragging. I love that my partners leave space for correction on both sides, mine and theirs. You heard them go on about me going on, and not letting the point go. But to their credit, now they all day.
Oh my God, I love that.
I can read
As I'm trying to drone up a compliment here, this motherfucker here. To their credit, they don't get frustrated and shut down. Yes, it has gotten stressful from time to time. But I think as, well, I know Ty's already turned the corner for the most part, and V, she's standing right there. She needs like four degrees, and it's done. But like I said, the pushback is nowhere near what it used to be. And now I do believe that the understanding is there. I am only making mention because I don't want it to be a problem. I'm trying to keep things on the positive side. I have already proven that I can survive relationships. I don't want to keep surviving relationships. I want to thrive in my relationships. I want to enjoy my time with my partners. I don't want to be sitting there second guessing them and looking at them sideways like, what is this bitch doing? I do not want to live like that.
I just remembered what I was going to say.
Go on, say it then.
Okay. So, you need to always remember that not everybody came from the same walk of life as you.
Say that shit.
Some people know trauma, some people do not. So if you're a person with trauma dealing with somebody with no trauma, no real trauma rather, or real, should I say, because all trauma is real, I should say some trauma that affects your way of thinking, your way of doing things. You have to make room to understand that the person with no trauma might continue to trigger you from time to time because they have no clue what could possibly trigger you. And every single trigger does not mean you have to go all the way to 100. Some triggers might only need 10. A quick explanation of why it triggered you. And that might be the end of it. I just thought that was important to say because, you know, we were talking about, you know, new relationships and how people can trigger without meaning to. Mm-hmm. There's also, you know, people with different walks of life. Yeah. You know, they say something jokingly to you and it's something that, you know, in your past somebody might have tormented you with. So therefore, you react to that person like they're trying to torment you. When they're not trying to torment you, they were making an innocent joke that was normal in their everyday life. But it was something that was turned and used against you and caused the trauma, or that's now being triggered. So that's something people have to take into consideration too. You know where your partners come from. You know, you never know. You know, some people, you can learn from your partners. You can grow with your partners. I've grown through his traumas. He's grown through mine.
Mm-hmm. She said that it reminded me of something.
And me learning both of ours.
Yeah. and the story I want to tell now is directly connected to me. I am an abused kid. Well, was an abused kid. And as such, I hate to be hit. Because I don't have a flight response. I only have a fight response. So, hitting me is always a bad idea. V is playful as hell and silly as 4 people. So she get to laughing good. She slap her, pow, slap you.
Yeah, that's a normal. Yeah.
And
Right.
It's a regular response.
Yeah, me and my friends, that's what we do. Push each other, laugh,
Right.
We slap each other.
Not even thinking nothing of it.
Just beating the hell out of each other for a good time.
A
Okay.
good example of that is the girl that sit with her girlfriends and be like, bitch, let me tell you. But then a guy walks over and be like, bitch. And she's like, who are you calling a bitch?
Right.
It's different with those friends.
Right.
It's
But
a big
but
difference.
the point I'm getting to, I had to repeatedly explain to V, you can't do this to me, and this is why. Because I would really hate for it to be one of those times that I'm not paying attention, I don't have all my barriers in place, and you hit me and I automatically respond. Because of course, you're joking, you triggered a very serious trauma response for me.
Right.
Nobody wants that.
And that trauma response, you don't even recognize the person
On the
you're
other side
aiming
of
it at
But
at
I
that moment.
have noticed, and I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you've noticed, like, this kind of, I noticed this many months ago, but I do still sometimes accidentally
Right.
not think
Yeah.
about it, but I notice that you don't respond to it
Right.
because I think you know I'm not trying to hurt
Right,
you. And
right.
of course, those
He
hits,
sees that
and
you're
those
acting
hits
not.
never hurt anyway. It was just
But it's just the fact of being struck.
right,
Right.
because it was never no,
Right.
you know.
Absolutely.
They
Yeah.
were just tiny taps, but
And
I
when you-
noticed because I would find myself, oh, I'm sorry, but then it's like you didn't even respond to it.
Right, because that speaks back to what he said earlier
Yeah.
about emotional maturity.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have that emotional maturity before. That's why he made sure to
Yeah,
let
so
you know,
I had to-
like I could not be paying attention and
Yeah.
respond. And therefore, now that he has gained more emotional maturity, it's more, okay, this happens once
And
in a
it
blue
was
moon.
hard.
She don't mean
And it
nothing.
was hard. And then his responses to my not just what I would call some love tap would then
Right.
upset me because it's like, why are you so upset with me? Like,
Right.
Like
It causes a confusion.
that didn't hurt. Like
Right.
why are you tripping?
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So it would just be a whole issue because he
Mhm.
don't understand why I'm responding, why I'm mad because he's mad.
Right. And you don't understand why are you mad? Like
You're right.
you can't fathom it because
Yeah.
you didn't experience that trauma.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not personal to you.
So I would say that's one thing we
Yeah.
got past.
And that's why
Yeah.
I stress that point about making
Big
sure
good, too.
you understand your partners so that you know what their traumas are. And you know, if you find that it's something that triggers you and this is something that has never come up, don't go all the way to 100 on your partner. Have a conversation about it because guess what? It never happened before. So there's no way they know about this.
Mm-hmm.
Be responsible, mature and responsible adults.
Hey,
Let
the
it be
Morris. Hey, matter of fact, let me get some hearts in the chat just for being motherfucking Morris. I want to see some hearts in the chat for all my Morris out there. I want to see them. Put them in the chat.
Hashtag Mara.
Dana Patterson says, pass the collection plate for Evangelist Tara. Like coming to America. Oh. Let's see. Hell yeah. JT Ty, my brother. What's going on, big fella? Hell yeah. Don't come in here with your ass on your shoulders. You goddamn right. People don't know what they don't know.
Exactly.
That's it. That's it. You only know what you fucking know. You don't know nothing else.
Right.
Amber Johnson, yes, communication and understanding is always necessary to understand your partner's triggers, trigger points, as well as what makes your partner comfortable.
That's right.
And that is the beautiful juxtaposition for that. We can't ignore that you have to have that vulnerability. You have to have that trust, that transparency with your partner so you can learn how to love them properly. I'm talking about on the plus side of shit. Because you know how many people, and I hate to say it, but I have to say it, and this is fucked up, but whew, I hope ain't nobody paying attention that shouldn't be. It is so easy for me to be me because, unfortunately, so many women have never been loved properly. So many women have never felt that they were important to the man that they shared their lives with. And I hear this often.
Vice versa, too.
Oh, definitely. But I'm saying that because I understand I am a man that tries.
Yeah. I was just making that point because there's males and females watching. The shoe works on the other side.
Oh, yes.
I've
Because
seen that too.
there are some. Listen, men have the reputation of being more emotionally unavailable. We're not emotionally unavailable. We're emotionally ignorant. The version of our emotions that we know, bitch, it's all yours. Whatever part you can understand, whatever part I can explain to you, you're welcome to it. Unfortunately, again, we're ignorant. So, that's your red ass lipstick.
Looking like you had a popsicle.
So like I said, because we are ignorant, we only have access to this much of our understanding of our feelings. So we end up translating our feelings wrong. Instead of it being, you disappointed me, now we run around mad as hell punching holes in walls. Because we don't know how to handle saying to you, this person we love, you hurt me.
Punching holes in walls are literal emotional outbursts.
Yeah. That's all it is. That is how emotionally immature people express themselves. By yelling and punching shit and throwing shit. That's how that works because and I used to be the we. So let me not pretend. I used to be the we. We don't have the words. We can't find a way to get you to understand. We tried to go through all these scenarios in our head of how you might get it, and none of them worked. So next thing you know, bang, we punching holes in walls. But understanding now that if we are going to have the types of relationships that we want to have, I had so many men come up to me at the luau. One more time, shout out to my baby Henry on a great event. But I had so many guys come up to me and say, "Hey, bro, I really respect how you doing what you doing, man. You keep doing that thing." And I'm just like, I'm not doing nothing special. All I'm doing is I'm being honest about who I am and what I want. I am making sure that the people who are on this journey with me are not ignorant about what the fuck it is I'm trying to do. I don't want anybody to have the wrong impression about what my happiness looks like. You pretty clear on how we are, yeah? Yeah. You can say it. Go ahead. I want to hear you say it. Come on, baby.
You know she wants people.
I know. That's why I'm doing it. Yeah, so because, like I said, because I do recognize that I am living in a way that a lot of men want to. My advice to any man who really believes that they want to, start to understand who you really are. Not who you want the world to think you are. Not who your family told you was. Not the image that you have bin holding up since you was 19 because the streets told you that you was that dude then. But who you are today.
Look inside yourself. Identify your own triggers.
So once you can find that healthy understanding of yourself, watch what happens. That is when these people will start to just gravitate to you. You will find your people. My man X Yalos is over on Instagram asking, how do you find? Like I said, start inside, bro. Because I do recognize I could not have the balance of the women in my life right now if I didn't have so much better control and understanding
People forget
of
about
me.
Animal magnetism.
Yes.
You draw to you your people, your pack.
My newest love, who is going to be revealed very, very soon. She drew to me like a fucking moth to a flame. It was unmistakable. I recognized her instantly, and she knew exactly who I was to her. Whew! Magic. And that's all I'm going to say. Just pure magic. As with every amazing relationship I had. Just magic. Like I said, I think I'm a magical Negro. Y'all, listen, Tara be acting up so bad back here.
I will confirm nor deny such allegations.
Yeah, hush yourself, woman. Alright, wait, back up. I think we have some stuff going on. I got some stuff to read here. Hold on. My brother, Wendell Robert, he kicks in and says there's also a relationship maturity aspect to the equation. Some never learn to manage relationships successfully. Woo! Yes, sir! But see right there, this is where we at least start to look at the building blocks to learn how to manage relationships successfully. JT Tide, Lord Jesus, you talking. Hey, listen. If you listening, then I said something worth hearing. Communication plus understanding equal trust. I like that. Yes, I like that. I have definitely been one of many that had been in relationships with non-affectionate and unwilling to understand type individuals. I didn't understand that I appreciated affection until our ex-wife. That was one of the first people to introduce affection into my life. And then this lady came along, and I mean,
because I'm more a caregiver than affectionate.
Yeah, and yeah. So
that's that military in me.
Don't get the wrong impression me saying that Taz not loving, because Taz one of the most loving people I've ever known. She connects to my fucking spirit directly.
No, you were talking about.
I am talking about V. I'm not gonna stop talking about my pretty lady. But what I'm saying is the affection. Oh. Half the time, I feel like she can't be around me without touching me. Like, if she's in arm's length.
Swear. Y'all march better than the military. Good. Love it.
But like I said, she brings a level of affection that has been greater than any other I've known thus far in my life.
And it's beautiful to watch.
And I mean, I feel safe. I feel cuddly.
Ain't nothing like having positivity on.
Man, it's outrageous. So yes, I do understand what that's like, and I don't know. I can't say I did not thrive to a degree in relationships that did not have those components.
Because you absolutely did.
I did.
So a learning from
but every relationship has taught me something new about myself. Things that I do and I do not like. Most people spend more time harping on the negative message that they learn from a failed relationship. I have spent so much more time dissecting my past relationships to understand what was good about them and what worked. And this is part of the reason why. Oh my God! Don't you say nothing. This is part of the reason why I do keep in contact with almost all of my exes, to one degree or another. Most I have a standing working relationship with, and of course not all of them have a physical component, but we're good enough friends that they know they can call me if they need me. And I think that took me restructuring the way that I remembered them. I don't remember every past relationship with the filter of the pain that it left me with. I tried to remember what kept me there so long. And we can all color it, oh, the trauma, I didn't know better, I was stupid. Yeah, we could do that. But, motherfucker, you smile sometime in there. You know, some good shit happened. Don't act like nothing good ever happened. And if you coloring it like that, then you were your own version of a masochist? Because you just wanted the pain. So, anyway, we're moving past that. JT Ty, he clicks back in, he says, we don't have the correct emotional vocabulary. Oh, man, you might have said a whole bunch there, bro. And that is very true. We don't. Yeah, men don't have a wide emotional vocabulary. We got
Nowadays,
like 4.
Women don't either.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, but it's because it's being taught out of them. Like, I'm talking, and I am talking strictly in societal ways. You know, there's a lot of these kids out here that are too busy being friends with their children instead of teaching them the things they need to grow into emotionally responsible adults. So therefore, those children grow up and they're not emotionally responsible because they don't know how to be. You know, that's what I mean. That's what I mean about some women aren't too. But that's because of the way society is run and the way people are viewed, you know, gender roles and all that, people trying to step on them and things like that. Because there are a few specific gender roles, and that is true. That's why you don't let me take out trash or open my own doors, and you know what I mean? Things like that. You know I'm perfectly capable, but I don't have to.
Like you said, there's certain things that just are no longer being taught. And with the effective destruction of the nuclear family,
that part,
they'll probably never be every day again.
Right. Now, women as more emotional creatures, yes, you're born with sets of emotions that you learn to control on your own. But there are other things that you get through learning and experience that a lot of women aren't getting anymore. Men, it's always been pushed away from you. That's a fact. Men, you boys don't cry. What? I wish somebody would have ever told my child not to cry. You need to get that emotion off your spirit in that moment. You need it if it's there. So I definitely agree with that. I just wanted to point out to some of the ladies out there that this is very real for us as well. Because we always do kind of touch on how men are pushed away from being emotional. But I'm watching as these women are starting to be pushed away from being emotional too. We're going to end up with a really hard society eventually because nobody will know how to handle emotions. It's up to us to change that, to bring awareness of it.
But see this, and this is where everybody is starting to have this clash of consciousness. Because now men are becoming more emotionally aware.
Right. And that's kudos.
And
yes.
because they're standing up and they're saying, no, I deserve better than this.
Absolutely.
And now you got this whole movement about now men are sassy. Because act like it ain't there.
I know, I just don't feel that way.
Act like it ain't there. You know what I mean? So like I said, it's these very, very wrong, very loud motherfuckers out here that is stopping progress from happening. So I have every intention on being just as loud, but in this case I know I'm right. We have got to bring black love back to the forefront of our lives. We're going to make the bag. We're going to make the bag. We are too talented. We're too driven. We know how to be too focused to not get the bag. Who says you cannot get the bag and love your black man and black woman at the same time?
That part.
Why is it always either or? God damn it, we are poly. It should be and.
The snuffing out of the original race.
So, I am challenging everybody as always. Stop pointing out everything that you don't love about your partner. And start putting a whole lot more focus into the things you just like about them. Because that way you always have something kind to focus on about your partner. To remind you why this person is your partner. Because this person has my favorite hug. This person has my favorite kiss. This person has my favorite this, my favorite that.
You know, that circles back into what you were saying about interacting with partners, because by holding on to those positives and not focusing on those negatives, when those triggers do rear their heads, those positives talk to you first. Say, wait a minute. This person is this, and this. They're not trying to trigger me. Even if they have actually triggered you in that way a few times in the past. It might have been 7-8 months ago they triggered you last in that thing, because that 7-8 months they're actively trying not to. But that one day they might just, not even thinking about it. Like how she says, every once in a while I notice I still do the slap or the push on somebody. When that time comes up, you don't even think nothing of it because you're so minded on all the positives. Oh, I know ain't nothing meant by that now. So you no longer view it more as somebody trying to hurt you. So it's actually healing that trigger.
It's not associated to the trigger anymore.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I thought what you were just saying really tied right back into that. Because I think that's important.
I like I said, I am thrilled with the quality of life that the ladies in my life contribute to.
It's my life. Remember, I'm the leader.
Right.
I am tired.
Yes, your highest.
We know go to the right. Never.
Oh my goodness. Y'all need to cut it out.
No, y'all don't want Yes, I love it.
Oh my goodness. Carrie, she hold on, let's back up. Oh, there's a lot being said here. Wait a minute. Roger Deep Inside Hopkins. Yes. What's good, my beautiful black people? Good to see you. Juliet Flowers. Hey, Flores. Sorry, woman. I promise we get your last name right.
I swear he always sees flowers.
That's Halloween.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. My favorite people, and there she is, the godmother of Harlem. Always good to see black love. Appreciate you, Roger.
Yes.
It's beautiful to find your safe space in a person. It is. It is, and your people, because I have man.
Everybody in my tribe, I feel safe completely with.
Beautiful, beautifully safe here, man. I mean,
I'll go sit on the couch and just go to sleep. Trust me, I do not go sit on nobody's couch and go to sleep if I don't feel safe.
Right.
Kara, she comes back in crying. It's like taking your soul to the laundromat. You better go ahead, girl. Give me that light. Speaking facts, Tara Fluellen, you was educating them again. JT Tab, my brother, said, bro, I just typing that. Emotionally intelligent men are seen as sassy by modern women. Okay, so it's not just an opinion. Dana Patterson, she kicks in. She says, I love y'all and thank you for doing these lives because I always walk away with something. Oh, thank you, boo. And it's comments like that that keep us motivated. I promise. Because half the time we be here, man, and in my head, I'm feeling dumb as hell because I'm sitting here talking to some cameras. I don't see no people. I ain't getting no feedback. It take a second to get the comments and shit to come up. So appreciate that, babe. Amber Johnson, as long as communication lines is open and all the cards are on the table about trigger points to what makes you comfortable and respect for one another, is there? Is there? Then relationships will always do something. Blossom. Ha ha ha. Roger Hawthorne, what's going on, brother?
Well said, Amber.
Very well said. Very well said. Thank you for that. I'm still a lot of this shit. I'm gonna put this in my memoirs.
Here's another thing I just noticed. See all the bubbles?
What?
When it cuts down, see that line?
Uh-huh.
Those are the ones that they're replying specifically.
Oh.
See, it says that
yeah.
again.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she replied facts.
Okay.
And then the bubbles are just letting you know who's peeking in.
Okay. Okay, all right.
That's new.
Roger Hawthorne, we need to get some in, family. I mean, you know, we leave you full access, man. You do what you do. You put your magic out there. We love your interpretations. That's the one who does the AI renditions for us. Yeah. Yeah, the second one he did for Regal still is by far still my favorite one.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I love that one. That was great. Okay. What is it?
I think that was actually really good. We talked about traumas. We talked about triggers. We incorporated them directly correlating into relationships.
Okay.
You know, we touched on, how emotional things are dying. Like I'm always saying, people. One thing I do want to tell the people one thing. Take some time to speak to somebody you see just out. Just say hello. Even if you're just walking past. Hi, have a good day. Hi, you look pretty today.
Yeah.
He laughs at me because I will roll down the window to tell somebody how cute they look today.
Yeah.
And that's all I want. I'll roll the window right back up and go on about my business. But
yeah,
I think that's important.
She's famous for that.
You never know if that person might have needed to hear that. You might have just made their whole day better. You might have just took them out of a funk that they were feeling.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, wait, what? Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody, find 3 things outside of average things to smile about every day. 3 things. Don't matter how small they are. Just remember the things that made you smile.
Yeah, anything you want to say? Wendell, my brother, he checks in and says, I love the lives and the info y'all put out because it confirms that I'm not fucking crazy. Bro! Things also occur when trying to navigate poly relationships, but y'all help me know I'm definitely sane. And you are.
Yes, you are.
Love itself can be seen as crazy because you have to, it makes you become a person that you don't even recognize for a cause that you don't even know why.
Absolutely true.
I think about that. I think about that so often as far as when I wake up in the morning and I get that first thought about what my life looks like. And I'm like, this is really my fucking life. And it feels
and he
crazy.
say it all the time, y'all. He will be we could be in the middle of watching a movie and he's just sitting like, this is my life. Like We keep telling them to believe it, but every once in a while it just pops up like, really? This is me? I'm not dreaming. I gotta pinch myself.
Right. Because
I do the same
for as much as a lot of times it does make you feel like you are losing your mind, because what appears to you to be something so baseline simple, the next person can't fathom where the fuck you are with it, and it's just like, wait a goddamn minute. I know I used English. I know I did. I don't even know no other languages.
You could say the clearest thing ever and somebody be like, I need time to think on it. Give them the damn time to think on it. Their brain might not run as fast as yours is running in that moment. They might need time to process. Oh, let me process this so that I make sure I'm presenting my best self when I'm responding.
Yeah.
Not I'm presenting the first thing that popped in my head in that moment. Because the first thing that pops in your head is usually not the right thing, especially during a conflict.
If you are triggered. Right. Especially if you're triggered.
Yeah.
Because now you're convincing yourself not to say something fucked up. You're triggered.
Because I feel like there is no conflict if somebody in there is not triggered somehow. Even if they don't know they're triggered. It might not even feel like you're triggered. But where's the conflict from if you're not triggered? Especially if you're the one actually inciting the conflict in that moment. I guess that's the best way to say it. Because people trigger each other in those moments.
Yeah.
That's how an argument occurs.
Kyra checks in. She says that compliment might be the reason they are still on this earth. True. True.
Yeah. That's very true.
Hunt the small stuff. I don't know what hunt that means. I don't know.
When we were talking about the little things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dana, OMG, Wendell does that all the time, and I stand there looking crazy, but I get it. Hey, it happens.
And that also speaks back to, how men are taught to think, too.
And Amber Johnson kicks in. She says, Tara Fluellen, you're very empathetic. You encouraged me at the luau. I was so upset, and your hug and words was encouraging. Thank you.
You are so welcome, honey. And I'm happy I was able to pass some of that peace on to you, honestly. Honestly, because I if I feel people around me are hurting, I do try to reach out. If I'm rejecting and reaching out, okay, have a good day. But yeah, if you're susceptible to it, that's my intent, and I think that's what a lot of people get from me, because my intentions are to bring some kind of peace to you. Especially if you're upset. And I care about you.
Yes. Tara is arguably the most powerful empath I know. No question. And I mean, I know a lot of psychically gifted people, and Tara is legitimately the most powerful empath I know. Her ending up with me, oh my goodness. You do understand that the universe is preparing her for something spectacular. Because for her to stay balanced with me emotionally, oh my God. Woo! One time for the one time, baby. You bad.
I told you I was in it for the long haul.
She ain't bullshitting. Wendell, he chimes in and says, I definitely don't recognize me now, but I love who I've become. Brother,
I gotta put my heart up to my hair so it can be
man,
seen.
I am right there with you, baby. I mean that, and I appreciate you for that admission, because not everybody is willing to let it be known that love do change a motherfucker, man. And that change ain't always bad. We like to say it's bad because it no longer leaves us in the version of control that we always once were. Now we're actually taking time to accept our partner's input in the way things go. We don't...
Are we drinking the same thing?
I believe so. No!
I just want something cold.
Good luck.
I know everything had melted.
Right.
A piece of ice cube. Like a turd.
I cannot stand you.
It couldn't be like a rubber duck, you know.
None of that.
Game. That's what I got to say about that.
Oh my goodness. Amber, she kicks back in. She says, I knew she was empathetic. I see a lot of me in her, clairvoyant and empath. Yes.
Life's too short to spend it negative.
It really is.
I believe in positivity, and I believe in spreading that positivity.
Oh, okay.
That is why I was put on this earth. And that's not me bragging at all. Because trust me, everybody that knows me will tell you I have days where I might be in the house for 3 days straight because I done took on too much emotion from somebody else.
X-Gel is going to
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about a woman who is emotionally numb and in survival mode
And the one under it.
and lack empathy?
Run. Shit. It is not your job to fix anybody. That is not your job.
Before you run, you could try to have the conversation of, maybe encouraging them to seek some kind of help.
Oh, okay.
Because that might be all they need. Something that, non-biased opinion, a professional might be able to show them ways of coming out of survival mode, because some people had no choice but to live their lives in survival mode and don't know how to shut it down because they never had times where it was allowed to be shut down. So they got so used to the 24/7 survival mode that they still live in a 24/7 survival mode. But they might need somebody to talk to help them realize that, everything doesn't have to be survived. Some things are meant to be lived.
I love the way she explains things.
And if that don't work, run.
No, when that don't work, run.
Right.
Because that's not gonna work. If she understands that she is emotionally shut down, that's a choice. At that point, it is a choice.
Oh, no, I meant after therapy. If she's willing to try to, and it does work, then cool. But if...
No. I respectfully disagree. Because if this is what you are coming into at the beginning of the relationship, how fair is that for you? You are getting none of your emotional needs met, and you're entering this relationship. There is no win in that for you. Now that's you proving that you can be loyal, but in that case, you're proving that you can be a slave to loyalty. And I think that's a very, very bad idea.
So what are you saying?
I
throw in the
no.
towel and
Yes. Look at this list. Emotionally numb, in survival mode.
Okay.
So no matter what he does, she's always going to question everything he does.
Necessarily,
Not
not
what I
if
was
her
saying
partner.
is if she's
Not
willing to
necessarily
get
if her
help about
partner is willing to work with her. Then maybe he can get her out of that.
And like empathy.
Well, that's what's the beginning. So that's
That's the end. And
no,
it's the other two
right.
things.
We're saying all those three things, but we're saying, but if you possibly can work with your partner, maybe you can move her through all of that. If you
Like
care
if she's
enough
willing
for
to
her.
get help from it, then that means she's willing to change that about herself.
If she's willing, but one more time. My question is, what is in it for you? So, in this case, it's me. I'm emotionally closed off, shut down. Nope, you can't get in here. I'm not going to give you no space to operate. I'm not going to give you nothing in here. What's in it for you?
Well, we're assuming that there are other positive things, and
Or you
so
wouldn't be with that person to begin
right,
with.
there must have been something. If you're with this person, there obviously was something that you liked about them, and then you found out these other.
Do we
things.
have to say it? Do we have to say it?
What?
It was the sex.
Well, we don't know that.
We do know that.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Situation.
Yes, we do. What else is there?
That's your opinion of somebody's situation.
That is my opinion of someone else's situation. But what else is there?
Well, that's what
If
we're trying to
if you don't get the opportunity to get close to this person in
Okay.
an emotional way, what else is there?
Okay, you ready for the mature and responsible adult in me?
Yes.
Let's agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if they're willing to go to therapy, then that means they're willing to change that about themselves. But
at
if they're
this
not
point,
willing,
we're-
that's a
we're
different
on-
story.
We're on the hypothetical side. I am
Right.
asking about something more factual. What else is there?
You know what? Well, maybe you want to keep getting the sex, so
Exactly.
So then you got to work with her.
Okay.
You're right. And then you get the whole package.
Right. Then you can keep getting what you like.
You know how they say, okay, not that this was ever you, because it was never you. But say you are all these things, but we came to you on a serious note. And we said, hey, we think you should try, maybe some therapy or something to see if it helps you.
Okay.
Because that all those things to me stem from traumas in that person.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if they can deal with those traumas, they can break that curse over themselves.
Okay.
So that's what I meant by, maybe if they're willing to do therapy. But if they're not willing, yeah, go ahead and run, because that means they don't want to change.
So the simple answer is suggest therapy. If they take it, stick around. If they don't, run.
Right. Because I said if it works good, and you said when it don't work, I'm like, no, we're not negative.
Okay.
We're just saying See, and that's how mature and responsible adults disagree.
Okay, and JT, Kara, she kicks in. She says, I was about to say it was the sex too. JT Ty, I agree with Eddie King Phoenix. I've already traveled this road. My brother, me too.
Yeah.
You can bend over backwards for this cam, but unless they want to change it, it doesn't matter.
Right. Exactly.
We all
And I
agree
agree
on
on
that.
that.
We all agree on that.
I was working under
Right.
the they actually do want
Right.
to change it.
Right.
That's why I said if
Right.
you
We
suggest
can-
therapy
we can
and they're
all
on
agree with
board,
that.
cool. But if they're not, they don't want to.
Kara kicks back in. She says, good sex blinds a whole lot of red.
Yes,
huge
it
red
does.
flags.
Yes, it does.
Girl, what?
Yes, it does.
You better, bitch, put it on a t-shirt. I'm going to wear it. I'm telling you.
He gonna wear it with rose-colored
I
glasses.
promise I'm going to wear it with some rose-colored glasses. So the red flags just going to look like flags. That's it.
Right.
They ain't gonna...
That flag look plain. That ain't red. That's clear.
Right. Oh, my goodness. Roger Hawthorne, he kicks in. He says, as a partner, I'm supposed to go through things with not clear the for you to go through. I'm sorry, Roger.
Go through things that aren't clear.
I don't know. It was not clear enough for you to. I don't know.
Roger,
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
need
sorry,
you to rewrite
brother.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get you to rewrite that, big guy, because that did not translate proper.
Damn autocorrect.
Right. They're willing could also be for show just to be around.
Absolutely true.
Oh man, believe
Absolutely
me.
true.
Ran into some of that. About 8 months ago. Yeah, man.
And here's what he means about my damn positivity. Because I'm like, yes, it could also be true. But it could also not be true. I'm always after that
Right.
silver lining.
But
That don't make me a fool.
right, but I do. I ain't say it, so you don't know.
You were saying right, and then clear the wave.
Oh, okay. Now see that man, that let me read it out loud so everybody can hear it.
Right.
As a partner, I'm supposed to go through things with you, not clear the way for you. That is wonderfully put, Rod. I'm glad you took the time to retype that because I was so confused. Oh yeah, but I very very true, very true. It is not your responsibility to heal your partner. Please take their hand, walk with them, but you cannot walk for them. You cannot walk in front of them. You can't even be their purpose.
And that takes me to the comment about go back now. Their willing could also be for just show to be around. If you're actually walking with them,
you'll know.
You'll know.
Yeah.
And you'll just go on and move on instead of sticking around for it. Because you'll know because you're walking with them. So you'll know, okay, they're not really making attempts. They're not really trying. They don't really want this. Mm-hmm. Because you're close enough to them where you know.
You know, for as fantastic as Tyra is, and of course, me and Tyra have been together a very, very long time at this point. And for magnificent as V's presence is in my life, I had to make the very, very personal choice that I wanted to be better for me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I want them to benefit from my improvement. But this is for me. Because for whatever reason that the universe would ever say that this was not going to continue, I want to still be a whole person. And I can continue, and vice versa. They can continue. Life is going to go on no matter how we think it should. And we should all be in a space where we can feel good about who we are. And the addition and or subtraction of any relationship should not affect our self-worth. I feel amazing to be able to say that right now. Especially as somebody who puts so much value on the status of my relationships.
And that goes back to you saying about how people gotta want to work on themselves, and they should deal with themselves before stepping into new relationships and things like that, because you gotta know that about you can't function right if you don't know that about you.
They always say that you should take time in between relationships to get over that relationship. I do now recognize the value of that idea. I do recognize the value of the idea. I don't think it's a very practical idea, but I do recognize the value of it. I do think that we all have the mental capacity to be able to do two things at once. And in this case, be able to identify our problems, our responsibilities, our faults in this past relationship to not recreate those situations in the next. Recognize where trauma has affected us so we now will understand to be careful around these things that we recognize and we're sensitive about.
And if people talk things into you that made you feel bad about you, don't sit there and talk those things into yourself or your partners.
Yeah, don't infect. Do your level. Excuse me. Do your level best to not infect your partners with negative energy. Do the best you can to not do that. Because then that will unfortunately recycle. Because if I'm in a bad mood and I call her, I give her my bad energy. I get off the phone with her. I go on, I fix my mood. I done destroyed hers. Now, when I talk to her a little bit later, I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm wondering why she's in a bad mood. And that has sparked me negatively. And now I'm not feeling as good as I wanted to feel. I'm in a bad mood again, too.
And now, it's her fault. Because she brought my mood back. I was fine until I talked to you again. But in reality, it was the earlier projection that projected again.
Yeah. Just turned the same corner.
Yeah, you pushed your energy out and it came back to you. It's the same energy that you already had when you were in that initial bad mood.
So we have to be more mindful. You always hear us speak about being intentional in how you love. That is one of those things. I'm now trying my best to communicate, I'm not in a good mood right now. And I understand it's just right now. I'm not in a bad mood for the rest of the day. I'm not in a good mood right now. So let's not talk right now. Unless you need me. If you need me, then we can talk. If you don't need me, I'd rather not talk right now. I recognize where that works.
And remember to actually tell them that.
Yeah.
Because it's different if you just ignore their calls.
Yeah.
And then later on you get mad because they kept calling. Let them know.
Communicate.
This is all it is.
We're grown. Use your words. I'm not in the best headspace to have a conversation right now. That don't hurt. It's fair. It's responsible. It lets the next person know I'm not mad at you. I don't have an issue with you. I am having an issue. It's just not with you.
Right. I need to work on it so I can let it go and not put it on you.
That's all. Just take the time to say, you know what? This is what's happening. I'm not going to act like nothing's wrong, but my energy is off and you care about me, so I know you feel my energy is off. So then you're asking me, and now here I am effectively lying to you by saying nothing.
I'm fine.
That's not it. It's no bueno. So, again, be intentional about what it is that you're investing into your relationships. You don't want to always be at odds. Try to keep things even. I like that. Somebody remember that. That was good. If you don't always want to be at odds, try to keep things even. And I think I'm done talking with that one. That was good as hell. I like that. I'm done. That just blows me the fuck out.
PolyTalk. We love you and we mean it.
All right, folks, we're going to go and get the hell on out of here. And as you see, the ladies are ready to go, so we're going to go and get.
Good night.
Good night, folks.
Good night, y'all.
Wait, can I turn this motherfucker off from here? Oh, I can.